Hi watch family, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another video on a beautiful watch that I have for about maybe 4 months or so, 3 to 4 months, and it's a Dan Henry 1937. Before we get into this watch, I want to just pour myself a glass of whiskey for all of you watch people who have 10 minutes of your time to come and watch these videos. And also today is a special day because it's the first review I do of a watch that is battery operated. How about that? Cheers to all of you. Quick wrist check. But before that, let me just show you a little preview of this beautiful Art Deco style. On my hand, I have one of my watches, an old Atlantic Worldmaster. This is, as you can see, done in same Art Deco style. So I decided to put this on today. It's an old vintage watch. On my other hand, nothing vintage here, it's my Tudor Black Bay 58, who just got a new pair of skates, I guess if you call it that. Just put a bracelet on this Jubilee by, if you're a watch guy, you should know what that is, Uncle Seiko. I think it looks gorgeous now. Even more gorgeous than what it had before. Anyway, Dan Henry. If you are a watch enthusiast, perhaps you heard of Dan Henry. If you somehow strolled along on YouTube and clicked on this video, Dan Henry is a watch collector from Brazil. He's been collecting watches for many, many years. He decided to make watches. This is one of the watches that he makes, and this is clearly done in a Art Deco style, and it is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I will get into design and everything of this, but before that, this is a quartz movement. It's not a manual, not an automatic. It's the first watch that I do review on that is a battery operated watch. So, Dan Henry watches have been around for a couple of years. He has a variety of designs, all pretty much dedicated to an era of horology. Most of them are chronometers. There's a couple other designs, but not too many dress watches. He does just these kinds of designs, which I love. Now you can easily wear this as a dress watch because it comes on this gorgeous leather strap. It also comes with another leather strap. A little bit of dimensions. This is a absolutely perfect 38 millimeter size, 12.7 height, 46.1 lug to lug, and 20 millimeters between the lugs. Perfect size. You can change straps on this all day long. If this came on a, let's say, 18 millimeter, 19, it's hard to find those sizes, but 20, you can go to town and change straps all you want on this. Now, design. This is clearly a design from 1930. This looks like a Patek Philippe reference 130. It does. I can't say it doesn't. But so do a lot of other watches. Now, this design was not invented by Dan Henry, obviously. This design was used by many companies in the 30s and 40s. Rolex, Omega, Vacheron, you name it, they all had some sort of design like this. Now, the dial of this watch is done very, very nice, amazingly nice. Applied 12 and 6 in gold, obviously, as you can see that, gilt, whatever you want to call it. Seconds hand for the chronometer is blue, and so is the actual seconds hand of counting the seconds. It goes up to 60. And then you have a 24-hour dial on the right side. This is called a sector dial design. Has no second that moves on the watch. I turn the watch on and you can't even tell it's on. It has no lume, so just like a dress watch. No second hand and no lume. Now, movements. This is not a automatic or a manual. It actually has a battery operated movement that is a quartz movement. As it proudly says it on the back. Mecha quartz. Mecha quartz is a combination of a quartz movement with a mechanical chronometer. So you wouldn't know that until you turn the chronometer on, and it does look just like a mechanical movement, the way it moves. Beautiful. Turn it off, reset it. This uses a Seiko movement, so reliability should be just fine with this piece. The crystal, beautiful dome. It sure looks amazing, this dome. Now you would think this is a sapphire crystal or an acrylic. It's actually a mineral crystal that has a sapphire coating on it. I don't know how that works, but all I know is that I've banged this watch and there's not one scratch on it. I'm guessing the sapphire coating of it works because nothing's scratched. Now, if it does scratch, you can't polish it or anything like you do with acrylic. So it is what it is. It's a downside of that. Now, this watch costs $270. It's a very affordable piece. And for that money, you get a lot. You get amazing, amazing brushing. You get room to change your straps, has drilled holes. It's a thin piece. It looks amazing. And I think it's worth every dollar of it. Here's to you, Dan Henry. This looks good on pretty much everything I put on this watch. It looks good on this black leather. It comes with it. It goes from 20 to 16. It tapers down very, very nice. It has company's name on it, Dan Henry, and it is signed Dan Henry everywhere. Let me show you the other piece that comes with it. This is also very, very nice. Beautiful. The watch comes in this gorgeous roll. You put your watch, you put your straps, you pack it up, and you take it on vacation. Very nice packaging, actually. Now I'll give you some positives, some negatives of this watch. Positives. It's a stunning piece, this watch. It's not automatic, it's not manual, but I love it. Absolutely love it. It's very light. Every watch I have, except these old, I have another one like this, an old piece. These are very light, but everything else I have that's automatic, it is very, very heavy. This, very light. It brings you back to old 1930s chronometers. Now you could say, well, I don't like to buy a watch that looks like a Rolex or looks like a Patek Philippe. I understand that. Totally agree with you. It's not a fake Patek Philippe. It clearly says Dan Henry on it. Yes, it is inspired by a Patek. Of course it is. Now, if I had $100,000, I would definitely not buy a Patek Philippe Reference 130. Those are really beautiful, really expensive pieces. They go between $50 to $70 to $100,000, if not more than that. And it will probably not be enjoyed. It will just sit in a safe somewhere. Something like this, $270, and you can wear it all day long. You don't have to worry about, oh my God, I scratched the watch that's worth $80,000, or my child scraped it against the floor, cement floor, or whatever. Those watches are great, but you know, they are collectible, so they're worth a lot of money. This, $250, $70, and you can enjoy this amazing look to the watch, and it keeps time better than those watches. I think it's probably like 5 seconds a month. Slow. You can't even measure. It's just an amazing movement. Seiko movement, quartz movement. You can't do a whole lot better than that. Now, some negatives. The only negative that I have about this watch is the shape of this case, just like the old Patek, is very flat. It doesn't really curve down a whole lot. And it just looks flat, just like those watches. There's no curvature in the lugs. Very little, actually. There's a little bit, but it looks the part. I mean, he kept up with what those watches look like. So I can't say, Dan Henry did something, wrong here. But I wish it was a little bit more sloped down. I think it will look a little bit better. That's all I have. I don't have no complaints about this watch. Now, looks. I think this watch looks very nice on leather. It looks, I wear it a lot on a suede. As you can see, it looks very nice on black suede. It is a very versatile watch. I can't say it's not. I think this watch looks amazing on this. This is from my Serica. I love this piece. It's a fully manual piece. I adore this watch. This is a design from 1930. This is called a Bond clip. And I'm gonna put on this watch and you let me know if you think it looks good. But this look on this watch, you'll see, it looks stunning. I'll be right back. Let me change this quick and I'll be right back. There you go. I think this looks better than straps, leather. Something makes this watch look so much better on this bracelet. That's just my taste. Others might not feel that way. I think it looks very good. Let me just put it on my hand so I can show you what it looks like on my hand a little bit. Beautiful. Very, relatively thin, with an amazing dial. Now it looks a lot more vintage than it did before, I think. All right. One thing I want to just touch on quick, because some people say, well, why didn't they just put a automatic movement or a manual movement? Well, that would change this watch a lot. It would be a bigger piece, be wider, and a lot more expensive. You cannot make a chronometer like this with a automatic or manual movement and sell it for $270. You would have to put money out of pocket to make those watches and make no profit. It would change the price to $5,000, $6,000, $1,000, whatever the case. Something like this comes to mind. So Laurier Gemini. This is not mine, this is a friend of mine's. I send him mine, which I have a black one just like this, which is called a reverse panda. And he sent me his. He's enjoying the one I have, and I'm enjoying his. You know, watch people do that. Exchange watches for a little bit, swap them. That's all I have on this piece. I absolutely love this watch. I wear it mostly on this. And for me, it works. Raise my glass to you. I don't have a whole lot left. Got empty. And I will see you next time. Let me know in the comments what you think about this watch. Is it worth it? I think it's worth every penny, this watch. Definitely buy something like this instead of a Michael Kors or whatever fashion watch you are for sale out there. You're buying somebody's love for horology when you buy a piece like this. That's all I gotta say. Watch enthusiasts making watches, I have a lot of respect for them. That's Dan Henry 1937. Thank you for joining me today. Subscribe if you like, give this video some likes, and I'll see you on the next one.